Came in a chain reaction. All right, I'm on here. So I had to self-destruct. I know it's been a long time, y'all. I just am legitimately busy. And this week I decided to take a vacation that's what I thought. Anyway, this week I decided to take a vacation that includes just doing whatever I want to do and not focusing so much of my attention on other people, which I have had a tendency to do since 1988, probably. I mean, shit, probably before then, but anyway, as far as I can remember, when I was about 4 years old, even though my sister, who it is her birthday today, happy birthday to my sister, will probably say that I have always been very much interested in Michelle Roy, which is true, but I never really put myself before anyone else. Even if it seemed like I was, I wasn't. I wasn't. I was putting everybody before me, and I'm not doing that shit no more. And I'm definitely not doing that this week. And I'm just not going to continue to live that way because it hurts. It hurts me. And that's just where I'm at right now. And so I came over here to do this because about an hour ago I was on Instagram. Hello, viewer. I was on Instagram doing a live on Instagram, and I was talking about these cards because I saw in the chart that there's some, well, and the card for the day was the Five of Swords, which I did pull out again. I pulled out again. Um, and in the chart, there are some planetary aspects that line up with that energy. So we have Mercury and Venus in a conjunction trine to Pluto. Hey, Nilda. Happy to see you. Thanks for joining, hon. And then we also had, I believe, where's my book? Here it is. It was the sun, which is basically ego energy, the light, wherever your brightness is or whatever, in opposition with Jupiter, which is about blessings and abundance and expansion. And then additionally, Mars trying to Saturn. So, with those planets doing that, and then Mercury and Venus operating the way they're operating, it's like a conflict of what you need to say, where you need to move, or how you need to operate, sort of in a battle with what you've always done and what you've been used to doing, which is likely some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And that's just humanity, no shade or nothing like that. But then I pulled out the Five of Swords again, and I got the Eight of Clubs and the Seven of Clubs, which is like, okay, so perhaps you feel like the universe will not support you if you move in the direction of what it is that you now are wanting to do. And even though I wasn't trying to make this about romance, with Venus being involved, there's a high probability that it does have to do with romance and relationships. And then I pulled the Lover's card in reverse, 10 of Wands in reverse, Queen of Pentacles upright, and then the Nine of Swords in reverse. So it was definitely giving me, I am suffering because I can't have what I want. But you can't have what you want because you won't let yourself have it. Nobody else is stopping you from getting this thing. Okay. It might take some hard work, but if you put in the effort, the universe will support you in your endeavors. So I said I was going to come over here to finish pulling some cards and just get on here because I haven't been on here in a minute. And so that's what I'm here for. So if anybody has any questions or anything they want to dump about this energy right now, feel free to put it in the comments and we could talk about it. I know this Mercury retrograde has been slightly overwhelming because it's Mercury retrograde, but this one is a kind of a doozy. And Mercury went back into Virgo, I think it was yesterday or the day before. So it's like a cleanup vibe. It's not just, hey, I'm here to get on your nerves, like Mercury retrograde is generally want to do. It is also, I'm going to irritate the shit out of you because here are some things that you need to clean up and stop doing in your life so that you can move forward at the balance. All right. So yes. So we have, and again, this Mercury retrograde was trying every fiber of my patience. Absolutely. Absolutely. It was a lot. Like, my air conditioner went out, and then just the other day the dishwasher broke, so I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. But I also had a lot of blessings come through. Yeah, it's been the best one so far. Like, it wasn't to the point where I felt like I can't live, because I've had some Mercury retrograde experiences where I've been like, dude, I'm going to have to leave Earth. This is too much. Like last June, that Mercury retrograde was on my neck. Oh my God. And I think it was in the sign of Gemini, and my moon and rising are both Gemini. So I was very affected. I wanted to push my computer off the desk pretty much every day because shit wasn't working right. Okay, what else we have? And then it looks like we have the Eight of Cups in reverse. Okay. This card has been coming up a lot. Excuse me. I had a reading over the weekend in which I talked to a client who, we were talking about that card. And sometimes when I see the Eight of Cups in reverse, I do feel like it is an avoidance of doing your spiritual work or tapping in. I was ready to get on a shuttle expeditiously. Listen, put me on something and take me to the cosmos, because I need to get the hell out of here. Yeah. So yes, so a refusal to awe in the Ace of Cups, a refusal to kind of go on your spiritual journey or to complete a journey or to really even be facing something that has been coming up for you. Like, if it's a constant reminder that, like, you need to do this work, you need to do this work. Like, sometimes when we're doing shadow work, when we get into certain aspects and certain things, it can be so heavy that we're like, you know what? I will circle back to this. I'll come back to this. That is doing yourself a disservice. You've got to go to it. Like, when it comes up, just go talk to it. Just go figure out what it is, because the longer you avoid it, the longer it will continue to keep you stagnant. And with the Ace of Cups coming out, and I said this, let me read y'all what I wrote earlier. I said, ego blocks blessings if you let it. Aggression and action from an old place of karmic energy. But the beauty of new ways of communication shine through if you're able to use your heart to speak. So with the Ace of Cups coming out here, I'm like, yeah, most people have issues in their heart chakra. And I don't know if y'all remember, but last year I had made this chakra man where I talked about manifestation through the chakra system. So, like, the idea comes and you're able to express it and say, okay, yes, I want to do this. And then it settles in the heart. But if your lower chakras are not aligned, you'll never take the steps to finally get here on the other end to take the action, because the action comes from the heart chakra. Anyway, that's the way I see it. So if you have heart chakra issues, then you're going to refuse to communicate the truth. Ooh, the High Priestess. High Priestess is about knowing and intuition. Like, she is definitely, like, I wouldn't say like, oh, a psychic necessarily, but like somebody who has a strong connection to source. So, like, when you are aligned in your heart space, and I think this is really the essence of the whole message, is like, there's so many people who are not in touch with their feelings. Like, they have a refusal to feel. They think crying, emoting is weak, and you should never do that. You should never be vulnerable. But that's why you're not doing anything in your life, because you don't know how to feel your feelings. Your feelings are going to, like, compass or GPS that is coming from feelings. So if you're disconnected from that part of yourself, which is really like your feminine essence, then you gonna keep fucking up. And the Two of Swords in reverse. Yes, indeed. I hate to see it because I feel like, and I feel a lot. Ooh, I hate to cry, but I know it's so needed. Absolutely. Like, Sam, you have seen me cry probably a multitude of times just in all my videos. Because if I need to cry, I'm gonna do it. Like if I'm feeling overly emotional or I start to get into my feelings, I'm just gonna cry. And there are people who are like, "You cry so pretty," and I don't think so, but I know I'm gonna let myself do it. And if I have any other emotion or any other feeling, I'm going to let myself feel it. And I'm not going to hold back on that. I used to, and that's another thing that, like, when we're talking about choosing yourself, serving yourself, and honoring yourself, we're also talking about acknowledging all emotions. We're also talking about acknowledging emotions and validating your own emotions, because other people will seek to invalidate your emotions, especially if they are part of what got you feeling. Gotta let it all come out or nothing will. Exactly. It's like being emotionally constipated. Excuse me. It's like being emotionally constipated. And I think most of us women, even though some of us, just like what Samantha was saying, still struggle to let those emotions come out, we are a little bit more connected in that space. It be the fellas for me. Like, so you just gonna act like you don't have any feelings right here? Like sometimes I see Gollum or Smeagol, like whenever he went into that cave and started to be obsessed with that ring, that's how I see some of these dudes, because they have this obsession with achievement and success materially. So it's like they're all dried up, like, and in a spiritual and emotional drought. So they like dehydrated. You know what I mean? So it's like, you got to let yourself be washed in the waters of love. You got to let yourself be washed in the waters of love. Come on. So don't be afraid to take that long journey to like really get into it. Like, okay, why do I feel like it is gay to cry? Like, go back to the time in which your mom or dad or whoever was like, stop that cry. You don't need to be crying. Like, go back there, be with your inner child. It's okay for you to cry. It's okay for you to soften a little bit right here, because that's what we need. Like, I don't want to have any more relationships with any dudes who are like, you be feeling too much. Okay, well, maybe you don't feel enough. Maybe you don't feel enough. Maybe you are like stone, and that's not it for me. So let's get some of these oracle cards. I appreciate all y'all for popping on here and watching with me, because usually I'm earlier in the day, so I guess I have less folks, but I really appreciate this. Yeah, I'm that's where I'm at right now though. And I saw recently, and this is going to be exciting news, I think, for some of us divine feminine identifying people like myself. So I saw that we kind of ended a cycle in which the divine feminine population kind of got to the point where they kind of completed that space of needing to find a balance and step into their own masculinity. And when I say that, I mean, like, okay, did you set boundaries? Did you say no? Did you choose yourself? Did you move away from things that maybe brought you income but didn't serve you emotionally or mentally? Boom, you got it. So with that being said, then they went into that the divine masculine population is just now beginning to move into that space where they are like, okay, I'm trying to understand the balance and I'm trying to get into my own feminine energy. So then they go on to say that it is our job as those who have found the balance or in moving in that to guide them. So this is what I want to say to the fellas that are struggling, because I'm seeing it. Like, I see some of them trying, but I'm like, that's not it. You missed the mark. So if you're a fella out there and you feel like you're sort of awakening and you're like, man, I know that, I'm not living the life that I want to live and I'm trying to change things, find you a woman. Doesn't have to be romantic, but find a woman, and if she has been doing her work, and if she is on a vibrational level that you feel like aligns with what you are seeking or where you're moving to, follow her. Follow her. So that's a huge problem just among the population, period, is men continuing to believe that they are the leaders in all areas. You can't be the leader in all the areas, unfortunately. Sometimes a woman is going to lead you, and you have to be okay with that. And women are intelligent, okay? We have lots of great, excellent skills. And I'm just to the point now where I'm like, you're not going to tell me that my feelings are stopping me from doing good work. You're not going to tell me that feeling too much is going to stop me from effectively executing this strategy that was created through fucking feeling. You know what I mean? Come on, you know. But yes, like Katia has just jumped on and she said, please protect me, but it's some stuff I'm better at. Absolutely. Like, no one is going to be trying to do your job. You have a job to do, my man, and I want you to do it. But when it comes to the job that I'm to do, I'm going to need you to let me do it. Okay. And then also say, wow, she is really good at this. I am so glad that I allowed her to lead right here. Like, that's what's wrong with our entire community. They want to be in charge of everything instead of being like, you know what, I'm not good at this. Let me go find a woman. Because I really feel like women, yes. Hello, how are you? I'm there. I'm there. Like, I don't know, a while back I was talking about the Five of Pentacles. And in that card, you see a woman following a man around in the snow. And the pentacles, which represent money and material success, etc., are inside of this cathedral where there is light. But the two of them are outside cold because she's following him. He doesn't know the way. You know why? He doesn't feel. The directions come through the feelings. Just like I said previously, the GPS, the map, is in your emotional, energetic body that you are connected to by feeling. So if you are feeling and emotionally retarded, then you're not going to be able to be the guide because you don't have the compass. So why not say, you know what, right here, I'm gonna let you lead us to the promised land. And when we get there, I'm gonna go build this thing. Thank you. Men have a tendency to take and not give. Yes, a lot of healing is found through helping others or serving others. Listen to me, that is a huge point. There's a huge problem with giving and receiving. It's like, I hold all the power and I'm not going to give up any of my power. Did y'all see TD Jakes give his daughter an entire community of women who are ready to receive her support? He built that up and then said, here you go, daughter. Here you go, daughter. And he said in some of his words that it is a travesty that there are so many people who will block you from receiving in that way. I've built this up. I'm really getting too old to carry it, but I'm not going to give it to you because you're a woman. And I've had men tell me, I'm going to give you an opportunity, and then stand right in front of me when I'm trying to create. I can't create with you micromanaging and saying they shouldn't do it like that. If the way you did it worked, then shit, you wouldn't need help. You wouldn't need my help if the way that you did it was working. So why you won't let me try something new? Because I could never release control. Then it would look like a woman was smarter than me. Oh, okay. Okay, we got Lost Land, Soul Memories, and Gifts. You've done this before. See, but that's the thing. Yeah, we have done it like this before. But look at where we are right now. Like, we can keep doing it this way, or we can try something different. We can try something different. So what you going to do? Barbecue or mildew? Are you going to continue to block your own success and the success of the community who is coming up, the children, the posterity, because of your patriarchal views? Like, I hate to even get into that, but it's like, it's such a thing and it's really disgusting. Like, if you look at the way businesses operate, more and more women are coming into corporations and organizations, and they are changing and they are innovating and they are executing amazing ideas, and then the businesses are flourishing. But if you have a refusal to change, and remember I mentioned Saturn already, then you're going to continue to see the same thing. I mean, we all know the definition of insanity, right? So, I mean, you can keep doing it the old way, or you can allow it to be something new. Like, there's nothing wrong with women being in the front in a lot of cases. Like Katia said, there are ways in which I don't even want to try to lead. That's not my ministry. But where I'm good, I need to be able to be given that flexibility. I don't need to be micromanaged in the areas in which I'm an expert at. You know what I'm saying? Junius, what do you mean I beat you to it? Or who beat you to it? What, The Voice? Y'all like my voices? Earth School. I love Earth School. We came here to learn, y'all, and expand. So that's what we need to be doing. That's what we need to be doing. You know, it's, I don't know what to say. I mean, even from like the political to just like popular media, it's all the same. It's all the same. The men have it and they're fucking it up. It's time to let somebody else try. No, because like, I don't know, like some of the stuff I see, I'm just like, that's boring. And then no shade, but like people be spelling stuff wrong and tagging the wrong, just like I said the other day, tagging the wrong pages in their posts, like when it comes to social media. But then here I go, hey, I'd like to offer you, no, because you have breasts and a vagina. Okay. You right. You right. You just keep doing it the wrong way then, brother. You just keep doing it that way. You just keep doing it that way. So yes, y'all are free to, in the comments, share your tales of woe when it comes to having people, you know, reject your ideas or your intelligence based on having a vagina. I would love to hear about it. And I want to tell y'all a story about my grandma. I told it on Instagram, but I'll tell it here too. So I was watching Phenomenon. Be still and listen to the spirits. Come on, the answer gonna come through to you if you're connected and you know how to feel your feelings. So I was watching A Jazz Man's Blues on Netflix. I'm not finished yet, but the mother of the main character is a washerwoman. And so my grandma also did that kind of work in Huntsville when my mom was growing up. So the story goes that one of these ladies that my grandma was working for, I guess she told her, well, you know, I need you to stay late or I need you to work extra hours or something. And my grandma was like, no, I can't do that because I need to go home to my own family. And the lady said something like, well, you can do that if you want to, but you're going to lose this job. And my grandma was like, okay. And I said, I'm going home or whatever. So the lady said, suit yourself. And my grandma just grabbed up her purse and was like, bye. And so, of course, she lost that job. But I mean, she was quickly able to find a new job. But I just want to stress to everybody who's listening, who comes listen to this later, that you just have to choose yourself. Whatever you feel like you're going to lose from making that choice, whether it is a relationship or a job or some kind of other opportunity, you will have whatever you need. So don't be worried about making the choice. Like, there's a lot of people who are suffering. Their mental health is failing. And I can really attest to it because when I worked at the hospital, I was really suffering. And I was like, oh my God, I need my job and all this and that. But like, I also need myself. So if I'm dead or if I kill myself because I'm under all this pressure and stress, who's going to take care of my kids? Nobody. So like you got to be able to say, does the benefit here outweigh what it is that I'm sacrificing or losing? And if it doesn't, you got to put yourself in the rotation. Somebody that I used to date told me that whenever I was not putting myself in rotation. Had a friend refuse my offer to support his girl as a doula. His girl just committed suicide a few months postpartum. See what I'm saying? So, like, what kind of support was she getting? I hope not just from him. That is very unsettling. Wow. I mean, and postpartum depression is like a whole other can of worms. I feel like we should have a talk about that at some point, Sam, where you can share the truth of that with the people, because I'm sure he wasn't the support she needed. Absolutely. I mean, it's clear now. Wow, that is so sad. And now the child is going to grow up without a mother because he didn't think she needed any help. And let me tell y'all, when I had my son's about to be 18 years old on October the 1st. I was crazy because one, I didn't know how to parent. I was 20 or 21 years old. I can't remember exactly how old it was at the time, but I wasn't prepared and I was tired. And one thing about me is if I don't get enough sleep, then I'm going to be like a cuckoo bug. And of course I was like, my body had been traumatized from the C-section. And I came home and, I couldn't stand up fully because my stomach had been torn open and not fixed back. And I was not doing well. And I was overfeeding him because I never had a baby before. I didn't know what to do. And he was just crying. And I was crying. And I remember very clearly, I looked over at him and he was looking at me and we were both crying. And I was like, I don't know. And I even remember saying, I can't believe they let me bring this baby home with me. But his dad come home from work. I think it was that same day. And he was like, well, what did you cook? I'm like, I barely made it through the day. I barely made it. And he was like, well, it better be something for me to eat because I've been at work. And meanwhile, I'm like recovering from traumatic surgery, mental health all discombobulated, emotions and hormones all out of whack, and the baby's been crying all day long. So it's like, no, he probably wasn't the support that she needed, because even though he probably didn't do that, I'm sure it's always like I feel like you're overreacting, but like you've never experienced it. So how can it be overreacting? Like you don't even know the base of it. And you would never be able to deal with this. Like I commend those of us who make it out of postpartum depression so much, because that is so overwhelming. The whole thing. They would not make it. If men had to have children and had to experience that, what we go through, population dwindling, because they would be like, I can't take this. I'm out of here, man. I'm out of here. So it's like, I still can't. That is so sad. But I'm not surprised. Like, it will really take you there. I mean, I contemplated suicide so many times with both of my kids. I was like, nah, I ain't gonna make it. I remember I was standing in the hallway and I was in my panties and a t-shirt, and Michaela was crying. And I was standing there and my eyes were big, and my sister was like, just give me the baby and go lay down. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. Oh my God. Like, it's just not, there's not enough support before you have your child. And that's why, like, Samantha, like, boom, we need exactly what you're creating, because people need to know what to expect. Like, all of these illusions of grandeur and like, oh, it's butterflies, and no, like somebody needs to be giving the information so that people can prepare themselves for what it is like serving second-time moms who are clearly still suffering 2, 3, 4 years postpartum. Yeah. Like, y'all know what's her name? Andrea Yates. She drowned all her kids or whatever. I think she had like 5 kids she drowned. But I can't believe she was just having them kids back to back to back to back like that. That is dangerous. Very much. New beginnings. Like that. Okay, let me read that one. We just been in here talking about motherhood, which is fine because we're mothers, all of us that were here. Okay. Good times. I used to get so annoyed when this song would play because it was like a constant thing that would pop up and I would be like, it's not good times, but it is good times. It is good times. This is a new beginning and it's good times. All right. This card indicates a time of new beginnings where there will be plenty of opportunities to create a fresh start. These opportunities play a very important part in catapulting you to where you need to be. Hallelujah. So it's in your best interest to follow them wherever they may lead. By drawing this card, you're being encouraged to find the inner strength and courage to step into the unknown, to feel the fear and do it anyway and create a brand new life. Come on. I hope y'all did y'all's work for the new moon in Libra. A perfect time for really visualizing your most grand experience and looking at how to get there. If you haven't done it yet and you want help, just let me know. Okay. New opportunities may present themselves in the area of relationships, home, or career. There might be a chance to move, study, or travel, or embark on an exciting new endeavor. Regardless, you must pay attention to the signs and seize the moment when it arises. When you're open to new beginnings, the universe will send you the next logical step to take. Yes. Okay, so earlier, when this Two of Swords came out in reverse, I felt like just like Sophia is saying, feel the fear and do it anyway. When I see this card, it always reminds me of people being afraid to move forward because they don't know exactly what is going to happen. You will never know exactly what's going to happen, but with the GPS, if you're using your GPS, if you're connected to your intuition and you're moving with the divine, the next steps will download as soon as you start moving. When you make the choice and you say, I'm doing this, boom, here comes more information. You're right, I'm about to do that. Didn't do that. Boom, more information comes through. But the problem is we come from a society that's like, no, I need to know everything and I need to have all the information. You're not going to have that, especially when you're moving from a spiritual place. It's not the same as being hyper logical. And I think that's why so many men have a difficulty with being in touch with their intuition, because it's not necessarily about logic. It is about feeling. And if you're super logical, you'll be like, that's ridiculous. Why would I do that because I felt a heart palpitation? Or why would I do that because I got goosebumps? That's stupid. If you say so. If you say so, brother. So yeah. Okay, Nilda, I'll hit you up after I finish this and we can talk about it. I'm not sure if I have your chart. I might. If not, you can give me your information. Okay, I think that's good. Oh, let me get, where are those other cards? I was going to do a self-care card, but I don't see them. No, I don't see it. Let me get an animal card. I like these animal spirit cards because, I don't know, I haven't used them in a while, but in a reading I was doing the other day, I pulled a butterfly and it was such a good message. It was such a good message because that person is absolutely transforming and we all should be. Oh, somebody sent me an email. They want to make a song with me. Oh, let me look at this real quick. Where's that from? September 19th. Oh, oops. Oh my God, this person has been talking to me. And he wants to write a song with me. Hello. Oh, I need to post your video. Miss Michelle has a beautiful singing voice. She came to our karaoke last week and she really set it off. Thank you so much. And I just want to tell y'all that I am putting a pause on that for right now. That doesn't mean that I won't go back to do it, but I have two things that I'm going to try to do one in October and one in November, and it's going to be at a different location. So I might have to circle back to Wednesdays because honestly, just like I've been talking about, kind of feeling like, I need to make the choices that serve me. I have been very busy doing that. So it hasn't allowed me to do this or to tend to my house the way I want to. So I got to make the choice that serves me and my kids the best. So right now we are going to put a pause on it, but I appreciate everybody for coming out and for supporting. And hopefully I'll have my picture soon from the first party. Okay, what we got? The starfish. I was going to say something about the starfish because I first saw it in here. So now I got to look up to see what keywords I can find about the starfish. I said freak. Oh my God, I'm really excited about this. Somebody just hit me up from Instagram wanting to do music with me. I better be a superstar. Okay. That is really exciting me. Y'all forgive me. Okay. This is what this says. The starfish spirit animal teaches you to cure yourself over time, fill up the void, and replace it with something better. It symbolizes regeneration, renewal, and self-sustainability. I love that because I feel like that is like the most important thing. And I have something that I'm about to post on Instagram in just a minute about your relationship with yourself. And this is what I teach everybody who comes through as a student of mine. Your relationship with yourself should be your primary relationship. And when I say that, that's kind of like your relationship with your higher self, the source, the creator who lives in you. That relationship needs to be the primary relationship. And then any relationships that you have after that will be at the balance because you're filling yourself. Your cup is full. You're not seeking outside validation. You don't need these people to tell you that you're beautiful. You don't need these people to tell you that you're good and worthy. You already know that. So you can have relationships with other people that feel good to you and to them. Okay. So yes, this has been great. I appreciate you guys for being here. And once again, Nilda, I will talk to you in a few minutes so I can help you with your new moon and Libra intentions. And I will see y'all later. Don't be a self-hater. If anybody else needs anything, I put the link tree in the caption of this video so you can jump on there. And of course, y'all also know how to find me on Instagram and Facebook. Okay, have a great day. Bye-bye.